Hello, it's March 26th, and as humans, we've been given the gift of having an imagination, so we can pretend. We can pretend that things are, fake or true, and there's nothing new under the sun, stuff like that. So pretend, for the sake of amusement, that the emergency broadcast system just got announced in the United States because of some reason, and there needs to be a massive collective movement. Viele Tausende flüchteten vor den Gewalttätigkeiten der Polen in den Schutz des Reiches und fanden vorläufig in Sammellager. So there's been some, national disturbance, and everybody's moving out. Walmart, you assembled at Walmart, on your way to FEMA. There's employees there to help. They're moving you right along to where you need to go. It's an organized effort, deliberate, to get the masses moved in an organized cattle kind of way. But in our case, it'll be off the interstates into, Camp Blanding or some other place like this. Now you're there. You're in the FEMA camp. Oh boy, thank goodness. Those Chinese are out there, or those invaders, they're out there. What? Who's vaccinated gets the afternoon meal? Okay. I guess there's a lot of afternoon eaters. Okay, here's the morning crowd. Uh-oh, what's happening to them? No, I'm just offering you the comparison of what could happen. So all of a sudden they're displaced. It's an entire bunch of people that are displaced. It's Germans and Poles, and in this case it was World War II and Nazis on the move. And many ended up in ovens. Because of the dark, they want to put down the light, who are minding their own business and doing stuff like the 6 million Jews that Hitler put down. This isn't necessarily them. I'm just saying, she's saying they arrested me and they held me in jail until the afternoon of the 3rd. My husband was in prison for 2 months. I mean, this is like lack of law. And if we go under the Insurrection Act in the United States because of election fraud or Chinese invasion, or everybody's going to Gitmo, it's going to be under this pretext, and then you lose your civil rights. There is no habeas corpus. It goes away. So I'm just saying that you have to use reasonable understanding of what's going on out there and stand your ground when the time comes in love. Keep love in your heart. And remember that the police officers have families, and they just need to be sensitized to what's occurring because they're humans and they may not be aware. So your job should be making police officers aware, or deputies or sergeants, whoever the taser crowd is that's going to be RoboCopping it with their flashlights and their movement. You have to find your way to educate them and disengage and not be along for the ride inside the camp waiting online for your food. I mean, you just don't want to do that. If it does come to pass, I'm just saying. Kushner is running FEMA. Russia's got Ukraine going on. You got Trump heading for the temple with him and a big party to do the peace accord. It's all about the peace accord. And then the Wizard of Oz is going to light up. It's that part of the movie where, boom, it goes off, the whole world after the false peace. Then we close out and we go to New Earth. We're sitting on New Earth already, so we got to get this over with or wake up from it. That's what we got to do. It's a dream. We just got to wake up and not participate in it. And demand love. Good night, or whatever, good morning. It's really early. And I am entertained by this stuff. Pretty bad there. Not much food. They look okay, but I mean, hey, they're not happy. Just a terrible way to treat humans, these dark monsters. And Trump was the king of the dark sun, and look at what's going on now. It's ridiculous. I'm going to pause this. So since I'm talking about FEMA and all this other stuff, I just want to play, this is an older Trump analysis thing, but just watch this. This is from way back when he was being elected, and for some reason there's a Biden insert. You'll see he was the VP. I just find it interesting.
The phone in your pocket right now might be a government spying device. Access to everything about you. As soon as that information became available, a group of people within the military said, this is our chance. The NSA Security and Counterintelligence Directorate, also known as the Q Group, is the agency's internal police force. They're basically the cops or the police of the NSA. Their main job is to make sure that, their many analysts and officers and program managers are not targeted by foreign intelligence services. There is a moment in time, and we must act upon this.
So I think Joe Biden and the Biden family are compromised. Obviously, I've referenced that I held a Q clearance, your brief on compromise and who you're able to talk with and deal and do business with.
50 years from now, our great-grandchildren will look back.
This is a bunch of crap. I should have stopped it to just remind everybody that this is all a bunch of bullshit. I need to just play this again to tell you what you're watching.
And the abbreviation that you get with Q called D-class or DECLAS. DECLAS is code or an abbreviation for D-class, and D-class is short for declassified. So the main people behind all of this have been the NSA. The phone in your pocket right now might be a government spying device. Access to everything about you. As soon as that...
Okay. So the way that things proceeded is it's the commercial side that gets all the data. AT&T and all the commercial providers. And the NSA, on the White Hat side, they wanted the information to find the bad guys. But the controllers at the top own the bad guys. So, this whole thing to an extent is illuminated. I just wanted to get to the Biden part. I should have let it play, but I'll let this run through.
A group of people within the military said, this is our chance. The NSA Security and Counterintelligence Directorate, also known as the Q Group, is the agency's internal police force.
This whole internal police force thing is a bunch of it doesn't...
They're basically the cops or the police of the NSA. Their main job is to make sure that, their many analysts and officers and program managers are not targeted by foreign intelligence services. There is a moment in time, and we must act upon this.
So I think Joe Biden and the Biden family are compromised. Obviously, I've referenced that I held a Q clearance, your brief on...
This issue about the Biden family being compromised is a joke.
Compromise and, who you're able to talk with and deal and do business with.
50 years from now,
here we
our
go.
great-grandchildren will look back and say, what a beautiful history we wrote together.
Okay, you hear what he just said? This is Joe Biden years ago now as the vice president. There's John Kerry. We knew he threw his dog tags down. He went to the South Pole after Trump won. He's skull and bones. John Kerry is skull and bones. Kerry and Bush. Okay, and he's the Secretary of State here. Can't wait to go toast the lean and mean Zing XI. He's still the guy. And it's Biden. And did you hear what he just said? I'm gonna play it again. We'll go back just a few seconds. Listen to Biden's quote.
Compromise and who you're able to talk with and deal and do business with.
50 years from now, our great-grandchildren will look back and say, what a beautiful history we wrote together.
The minions who are running the...
Okay, so it's all gone to China. Trump gave him Bitcoin and e-currency in the deal, and he gave him the food, our food, in October of 2019. So this movie was from way before then. And whether or not Trump comes back in the short term is one thing, and the fact that he's going to Jerusalem with Kushner and doing his dotted line to America and to everything that's kind of touched on in this other movie. I'll put it as a link to this and leave it at that. And happy birthday to me. Good night.